Hello everybody, it's Elena, and in today's video we are building this pretty big boat that I built for a family in the world of Sulani in The Sims 4, obviously. So a few weeks ago on my channel I posted a speed build of another boat that I had made, and in the video I said that I really wanted to try to make another one because I wasn't 100% happy and satisfied with the other one that I had made. Like, I really liked it, I thought it was super cute, but it was my first attempt at a boat ever. So I wasn't 100% pleased with it, and I really just wanted to try to make one more to see if I could make that one better. And I really wanted to try to make one that was bigger because the other one only fit like 1 or 2 Sims. It only had 1 bedroom, so I wanted to make one for a family, which of course is what we are doing today. We are making a boat that fits a family of 4 Sims with the way that I decorated it. It has 3 bedrooms, one, parents' bedroom for 2 Sims, and then 2 kids' bedrooms. One that is decorated for like a teenager and one that is decorated for a child-aged Sim. And we have 2 bathrooms, one on the first floor and one on the second floor. And in my other video, or like in the other boat that I made, I only had 1 bathroom. So this house and this boat, I guess, is by all means quite a lot bigger. And I think the other one was 5 squares wide and this one is 7 squares wide. And I don't remember how long the other one was, but this one is 13 squares long. And I definitely had a lot more room to work with, and I could actually make separated rooms and whatnot, because the other one did not have a closed off bedroom. It just had a bedroom that was open to the downstairs area. Like, there was just the staircase and then the bedroom area, I guess. I don't know. But this one actually has rooms, which is very cool, very fancy. They've got a designated dining area and a designated living room. Like, they've got everything in this house. It's very cool in my opinion. And the thing that I probably like the most about this houseboat is the 3rd story, which is not like an actual story that you can live inside, I guess, because there aren't any rooms, but it's just an open floor where you can go hang out. It's like a rooftop terrace basically, and I made a bit of an open kitchen up there, so it's really cool. I've got a grill and a little sink so you can cook some food and have a little barbecue night once in a while up there with the family and maybe some guests that you've invited, I don't know, something like that. And then I put some not tanning beds I put 2 sun beds up there so you can just relax and get a bit of a tan if that is what you want to do. But I think that part is really cool. And then on the front of the boat, like on the front deck, I also made a little hangout area, which is kind of similar to the one that I made in the other video, or in the other boats, I guess. But I think this one is just a bit bigger because the entire boat is quite a lot bigger, so of course the front deck area is also bigger, right? I did the same thing with this build that I did in the other build, where I sized up that cats and dogs little tiny boat that we got from the pack, and then I sized it up twice. No, I think I sized it up 2.24 times or something like that in the other video, and this time I sized it up 3.1 times, so it's almost 1 time bigger this time around. Wow, how many times can I say times? I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that this build is just a lot bigger than the other one was, and it fits a lot more people. Instead of 2 people, you can fit 4 Sims in here, and it's very cool in my opinion. And also, if you want to watch the speed build of the other build that I made, I will leave a link for the video down in the description box so you can watch that one next if you would like to do that. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm very pleased with the outcome of this one, and I took inspiration from pictures of real-life yachts for this build because I really wanted to go for more of a yachty look for this one, because in the other one I went for a very houseboaty look in my opinion. It didn't look like an actual boat that you would sail around with that much in my opinion. I don't know. The other one looked like this if you haven't seen it already, and I don't really think it looks that much like an actual boat. It just has a lot of houseboaty vibes, and in my opinion. I can't really describe that any further, but yeah, that's just how I feel, I guess. And I really wanted to make this one look more yachty and more luxurious and grand and expensive in that way, I suppose. So I feel like I did succeed at that, but it definitely does not look like a real life yacht. But I do like the way that it looks. I have seen builds from other simmers that look a lot more like actual yachts, but I don't know, I don't feel like I really succeeded at making it look that much like a real life one. But I still really like it, and I hope that you guys like it as well. And the other one was very bright, and I used some very light and summery colors in that one, and I wanted to go for a very opposite opposite vibe in this build. So on the exterior I did use some more like darker colors, like I went for dark bluish siding and some gray stuff and like dark brown woods, and in the other one I went for very light and beigey woods, and then I went for basically only like white colors on the inside and very light colors. So it's very different on the inside and on the outside as well, at least in terms of the color scheme, but I do think that they share a lot of similarities in the way that they look. But yeah, I hope you all like this one, and I hope you also liked the other one. Let me know which one you liked the best, because I'm very curious to know. I think I prefer this one just because I feel like I have improved a bit on my Sims boat making skills, I guess. But of course some of you guys might disagree with that, so feel free to let me know in the comment section which one you liked the most. But yeah, I don't really know what else there is to say about it. Of course, as I said, it is for a family, for 4 Sims, and one of the bedrooms is for a teenager and the other one is for a child, but I didn't really think of like who these Sims are and what their personalities are. Like I just decorated the bedrooms in a pretty generic way, just whatever I thought looked cute in the moment. And the color scheme, as I said, on the inside is very like dark bluish and dark wood and grayish, something like that. And then I did change up these color schemes for the kids' bedrooms because I normally just tend to do that because I really want the kids to be able to express themselves and their personality, and they don't have to like restrict themselves to the color scheme of the rest of the house. So for the most part I do tend to go with some pretty different kids' bedrooms, and I definitely feel like I did that sort of today. And I don't know, I hope you guys like this build. As I said, my favorite part is the rooftop terrace thing, and I did put a ladder going up to that one because I could not fit an actual staircase. I really wanted to do an actual staircase because I thought that would look cool, but I could not really make that work. I think I like fiddled around with that off camera, so you won't see that in the video. But yeah, I did try around and I couldn't really make it work, so I ended up putting a ladder. But I still think it's a very cool area, and I feel like you could just spend some very fun summer evenings with your family up there and just have a really good time. So I think it's very cool. And on the balcony on the second floor, like outside of the parents' bedroom, I did also put a bar so you can drink some drinks out there if you want to do that, have some cocktails. But I just really enjoyed making this build. I did build it like a few days ago, like maybe almost a week or something like that. I don't really remember, but it's been a while, so I don't really remember exactly what I did in every single room because it's not super fresh in my memory, and I have been working on another build since then, so I feel like that one is just occupying my mind right now. But yeah, I do think that this build is nice and I do really like it, so I'm excited for you guys to see it, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about it, I suppose. However, now that we are working on the kitchen in the video, I'm reminded of a thing that really bothered me when I playtested this house, because I could not for the life of me make the stupid stove and the oven work, like the stove top and the oven, because I did the like separated things from, what is that called, Dream Home Decorator, that game pack, and I just absolutely could not make it work inside the boat. I think I spent at least a half an hour in real time just like trying to figure out what the problem was and trying to like move the stove around from like counter to counter in the kitchen to just like see if I could like make it work and I could make my sim actually cook something inside this stupid kitchen. But I could not make it work in the end, so what you see in the video when we are finishing up the kitchen is not what it's gonna look like if you decide to download this house on the gallery, because I did have to make some pretty damn annoying changes that I was really upset about. So the thing that was like the problem was the boat underneath the house, like the debug item from Cats and Dogs. It would not let me cook on the stove when the debug boat was under the house, and I don't really understand what the problem was, because I did also struggle with that exact same thing in my other like a boat video, but then I fiddled around with it and I moved the stove over to another counter also on top of the boat, and it did work perfectly fine and I did not have any problems after that. So I tried to do the same thing in this video, however that just like did not work at all. So in the end I did have to move the counter, well, the stove outside, which is just super annoying, and I feel like it sounds a lot worse than it actually looked in the end, because I feel like I definitely did manage to conceal it like fairly well in the end. But the stove is outside on the little like covered area right next to the kitchen, which does sound stupid, and it is very inconvenient to like have the stove outside of the kitchen. You have to like go outside to put stuff in the oven. That's not super cool, but it was just the only thing that I could like get to work, so it was really annoying and it was super inconvenient, and I was very upset about having to do that. But I just could not make my sim actually like cook inside the house on top of that debug boat, which was just so extremely frustrating because I did make it work in the other one, so I don't know why it would not work in this one. I literally tried so many different options. Like I just sat there for at least a half an hour just trying to like figure it out because I was so frustrated about it and I really wanted it to work, but it just wouldn't. So it's outside, but the floor on the deck outside is white, and I made the counter that the stove is attached to white as well, and then I made the stove top and the oven white also, so it does blend in quite well, and it's not super noticeable if you aren't cooking, but it's just annoying when your sim like has to go outside to put stuff on the stove top and whatever. So yeah, it's not super convenient, but it does not look super ugly, but you will see that if you download this build, I guess. And also I was kind of like just considering just completely deleting the stove because I was so upset about it, and I didn't really want to put the stove outside just because that's like an annoying thing to do. Like it's not very fun, not very convenient at all, and I didn't really want to do that. And then I remembered that I did also have the grill upstairs, so your sims could just like make it work with just that grill. They could just, you know, cook all of their hot meals up there and just make some salads that they could prepare down in the kitchen. But I don't know, I just didn't really think that was super fun either, so I did end up putting the stove outside. But I don't know, I don't think it's as bad as it sounds, and if you just don't really care that much that your sim is going outside to cook, it's not that big of a problem. But it's not super like realistic, obviously, and it's not super fun. But that was just what I had to do, and I was very upset about it, but it is what it is, I guess. But other than that, this boat does work perfectly fine, and everything else was just fine and dandy, and I could make my sim like wash their hands and wash the dishes in the sink. Like that was not a problem, and I could make the fridge work and the counters work. So I don't really know what the problem was with the stove. It just would not function at all, and I was very upset and very sad about it. But oh well, it's fine. I'll just try to forget about it and not let that like skew my view of this build because I really like it. I think it's so cute and so fun, and I hope you all like it as well. I think I've said that like 4 times, but I really hope you do. Yeah. But anyway, on a completely different note, I hope you guys are doing good, and I hope you're having a good day, a good week, and I hope you're taking care of yourselves, all of that good stuff. I personally am doing pretty good. I've had a good day so far. I went on a bike ride, which is very odd for me because I literally have not used my bike in 6 years. Yeah, not since I was 14. And then I went on a bike ride today. My bike has just been standing still outside of my house collecting dust for the past 6 years, and then yesterday I cleaned it up to make it like very nice so I could go on, you know, bike rides and whatnot, and I filled some air, well, my dad filled some air in the tires so I could actually ride it because it was like super deflated. I had not touched it in literally 6 years, and now today it was just like very pretty and very nice, and I went on a bike ride which was super fun, and I just like had a good time with it. And back in the day when I did used to ride my bike regularly, I just like used it as a way to transport myself. I did not see it as like a fun activity. I only used my bike to go to school and go back home. Like that was all I did with it, so it was not like a fun thing at all. So I feel like ever since then I haven't really viewed bikes as like a cool item that you can actually like enjoy riding, because I was just like going back and forth from school, so that was not super fun at all. But then today I actually went on a joyful bike ride, and it was just super cool, and I've just been wanting to do that for quite a while, and I don't know, I didn't really miss it that much. But then the other day my mom and I, we had been somewhere, and then I forgot to do something at one of the places we had been at, and I was really upset about it because I was so tired. We had been gone all day, and I was just not really in the mood to like go all the way back there because it's like a 10-12 minute walk. So I decided that I would just take my mom's bike and ride up there because it's like a 2-minute bike ride, so it's a lot more easy to overcome instead of like a 25-ish minute walk back and forth, you know. So that's just like a long time to spend, and I was so tired, so I didn't want to do that. So I took my mom's bike, and it was just so much fun, and I was just reminded of how fun it actually is to ride bikes, and I just finally saw my bike, or you know, bikes in general, as a fun thing instead of just a way to get to school. school. So that was really cool and really fun, and I just had a good time. And today I went on an actual bike ride and it was really fun. I went kind of far. I feel like my legs are pretty sore right now because I have not really, you know, ridden a bike in a very long time. I'm not used to using those muscles, and my like wrists are kind of like hurting a bit as well because that just like kind of hurt a bit. I don't remember my wrists ever hurting when I was riding my bike back in the day, but they definitely do now after I've ridden it. I think I was away for like an hour or something. I don't know how far I rode, but kind of far. So yeah, that was fun. 10 out of 10. I did really enjoy that, and it was just like fun to like rediscover a thing that I actually did sort of enjoy, but like, well, I guess I never really enjoyed it fully, but it was nice to like rediscover an item that I used to use quite a lot, and then now I'm actually enjoying riding it and using it. So I hope that now I will actually like start using it for real, and it's not just a thing that I did today, because that would be really nice. I've just like had this fairly nice bike standing outside of my house for 6 years, and I had not touched it at all because I just like viewed it as this negative thing because I did not like going to school, obviously, so I didn't want to like ride the thing that used to make me go to school, a place that I did not want to be at, I guess. So now I'm just really happy that I rediscovered my bike. It's very cool. Yeah, I don't know, last year around this time, well, like in the spring of last year, a little bird family moved into the bicycle basket, which was so fun because a blackbird couple had built a little nest, and it was just so fun because we got to watch the little eggs when they were hatching, and when the baby birds had just hatched, they looked like little aliens. You know how baby birds look? They're not super cute and pretty, but then they started to look so adorable, and we saw when they were flying away for the first time, which was just like such a sad, well, like a bittersweet moment because we had just enjoyed seeing these little babies grow up, and then they left us after only 14 days, which is wild because they were just like these pink little alien looking creatures, and then 14 days after they could just like fly away and be actual well functioning birds that could sustain themselves and whatever. Like, that's wild. But yeah, that was really fun, and obviously back in the day I just did not touch my bike at all, which is why it was fine for them to live in the basket, because I didn't need my bike. They could live there completely uninterrupted, and that was perfectly fine, and it was just like such a fun thing. I was kind of like secretly hoping that another family would move into the basket this year, but it did not happen. But then again, I feel like that's probably a really rare thing because that had never happened to me in my entire life before that, so obviously it would not happen the year after, you know. But I hope that it will happen another time in my life because it was just so cute and so fun to look at them. I remember I talked a lot about it in my videos at the time, and I posted a lot of little updates on the babies on my Instagram stories every few days or so, just to like document their growth, and it was so fun. And I remember that me and the followers that I had at the time were really like enjoying that whole process, you know, because it was just like so wholesome and so cute, and I really liked that. So if any of you guys were there for that and you remember it, shout out to you because that was a long time ago. I don't really think that a lot of you guys were there for that, just because my channel has grown quite a bit since then, but if you do, then shout out to you. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate the rest of you as well, of course. Thank you all so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I'm very thankful for all of you. I feel like I don't really say that enough, but I truly am, and I just really like to have my channel and to like be able to connect with people from all over the world. I feel like it's such a like valuable thing to have, and I'm very grateful for it. So thank you all so much for being here. But yeah, the other day when I went on my mom's bike, I remember for the first like few minutes or so I was kind of struggling a little bit just because I had not been on one for 6 whole years, so it was kind of like intimidating at first, and I felt like I was gonna fall, but then it just like went very smoothly after that. So I guess riding a bike really is like riding a bike. Yeah, much to think about. Very deep. Anyway though, but it was a really fun time, and I don't know, having a bike is really fun. I guess this video has just turned into a whole long conversation about bikes. That was not my intention, but that is what happened. So sorry in a way. No, not really. I'm not sorry about that because it's just a fun little topic or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's how that is, I guess. But let me know in the comment section if you think that this boat looks more like a houseboat or if it looks more like a yacht, because in my mind yachts are like super fancy and are just like super cool and whatever, and houseboats, in my experience, just like based on what I've seen in real life and what I've seen on pictures, they are a lot more like cozy and typically have a lot of like plants everywhere and are just like super cute and whatever, and are probably really old a lot of the time, which is not what I've made in this video, and also not what I had made in my previous boat video. But I feel like that boat looked more like a houseboat in my opinion, and this house looks a little bit more like a yacht than a houseboat. But I don't really know. Let me know what you think. In my mind, yachts look like this, and houseboats, they look more like this, because that's what I'm used to seeing around Copenhagen, and when I went to Amsterdam, that is also like the sort of thing that I saw. So that's what they look like in my mind, and for that reason, I don't feel like this house is, or this boat is really a houseboat in that way. But then again, it is like a boat that you can live on, so it's a house on a boat, so it is a houseboat, but it just like doesn't have houseboat vibes in my opinion. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think. But thank you all so much for watching. I feel like I've just stumbled my way through this voiceover. I've had a really hard time talking, so sorry if you can tell. Sorry for like the weird cuts and whatever. I've been struggling. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless. If you did, please do give it a little thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you aren't subscribed already and you enjoy my content. I would really appreciate it, but you know, you do not have to. And if you'd like to download this house, you can get it on my gallery page. My ID on there is just LacyLena, exactly like my YouTube channel. But besides all of that, I hope you're having an amazing day, and then I cannot wait to see you all in my next video that I will be posting in just a few days. So bye everybody.